Hey, it's been a while since I did a video, so here I am making one. I'm going to make this the first video in a group of videos that I'm making, a series of videos. It's going to be, each video will be a separate category of diaper types. So today we're going to start with all-in-twos. This is the type of system that I heard about back in probably 2010, 11, something like that. When I first had my first baby, she was in prefolds until she was about a year old, and I started looking into other options. And all-in-two actually caught my attention. It seemed like a great option for her age. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my opinion on them, my opinion on a few different brands, and how I use them now, and what I like to use now in terms of an all-in-two system. In my opinion, a true all-in-two is what they call a shell, like a diaper cover, yet it's actually more trim than a cover, because if you try to use them as a cover, they actually don't fit over, some bulkier diapers, like, if you're trying to fit it over a, say, a fitted diaper, or even a prefold that is wrapped around baby and fastened on. It doesn't cover it very well because it's actually meant to be trim. So it's meant to be used with inserts, which are usually trimmers. So that being said, a true all-in-two, in my opinion, is a shell with a snap-in insert. So brands like Grovia and Best Bottom, I think, are best known for the shell snap-in system. Now, when I first tried all-in-two, it was Best Bottom, and I didn't like them because, well, see, if you think about it, okay, so the shell that they have, it's like a completely, what they call wipeable inside, the PUL, the inside of the PUL fabric that's just smooth. The problem with that is it's not really wipeable. Like, if the baby poops, it's going to get on the cover, and it's also going to get on the edges of the fabric, which means you can't use it the second time. But if the baby just pees, you could wipe it out, I guess, and let it dry, and then use a different one while that one dries, and then switch it back onto the baby later. Now, that way, it was doable. But anyway, I didn't like them because the inserts would bunch up really bad, and she would have leaks because of that, and liquid didn't distribute well into the rest of the fabric, so it just didn't work out well at all. I don't know if it's because their inserts are too flexible, not stable enough, and also I had used the hemp ones and the microfiber ones, and neither one worked well. I believe they have a bamboo option now, but I never got a chance to try those. And not only that, the waterproof cover, when it got poop on it, it was really hard to get the smell of the poop out of the leg gussets. So I ended up putting my laundry detergent directly on the poop to try to wash it and get it as clean as possible, washing by hand. And it actually ruined the covers because it then was no longer as waterproof, which I don't quite understand. I guess the outside of the waterproof fabric is actually semi-waterproof on its own, not just the fact that it doesn't go through the fabric, but the edges of the gussets were actually waterproof. Like, I didn't get really a lot of leaks when I first got them and they were new, but after I washed them, like I said, with straight detergent, they started leaking really bad. So, but I didn't know what else to do because the smell was so bad, I just couldn't handle it. Anyway, so for that reason, the Best Bottom system didn't work for me. She was around 1 year old to 18 months or so when I was trying them out. But I have since found an all-in-two that I really love with this third baby, a baby boy. and it's Grovia system. I actually got some for free. They were given to me by someone who said they were kind of old but needed new Velcro. So I actually replaced the Velcro on these, but it's supposed to stick to the whole area, but I put the little strip here, and the Velcro that came with it, it's actually not very strong. So they work for now, but I'm going to have to probably snap convert these if I want to keep using them, because the Velcro is way too weak and the baby's going to start taking them off, you know, when they get older, and or if they don't have clothes on and it's just their diaper, then he can just easily just pull that and it comes right off. But I've been using these since he's little, since he's still little and can't really pull them off yet, as long as he's wearing clothes, like I said. And this insert that it comes with, you can see it's stained a little bit, oh well, but putting them in the sun always gets the stains out. This is a very thick cotton. It has this part, and then it has more cotton here. I'm not sure how many layers are there. And it has these little gusset things on the side to try to hold some stuff in, I suppose. And then it has TPU, which is like PUL, but a different process of making the waterproof fabric on the back, which I think this is an excellent design. Best Bottom doesn't have the waterproofing on the back. It just has the insert right up against the shell, and I feel like that makes it less of a good system in terms of trying to reuse the covers. So I actually have a newer Grovia shell, and he's on the second rise. This is all the way open. He's not on the smallest, but he's on this medium setting, and this one is really new. I got this at the baby exchange store, or the baby resale shop. So these Velcros are really strong. It's still super new. It works really well because it's new. I mean, it's pretty much new. And see, the inside is not like a waterproofing fabric. It's like this fleecy fabric, which is really soft and comfortable, I'm sure. And then you just snap the insert in. And on the front and the back. And then you kind of have to tuck it in on the setting, make sure that it's all the way in there. Then once you wrap it on the baby, it doesn't stick out or anything. It fits just fine once it's on the baby. Right now it looks like it's a little tight. It is a little tight, but once it's on the baby, it fits perfectly. Now the best thing about this with the waterproofing on the back of the insert is that when it's peed in and it's super saturated, it actually will absorb all the way throughout the whole fabric, because the waterproofing on the back allows it to distribute all the way through, instead of it just going right here and then nothing holding it in the back too. At least that's what I believe is happening. The waterproofing on the back is allowing it to absorb throughout. Give it time to do that since it's waterproofed on the back. And it makes this cover super duper reusable. Like, this has been super saturated. I'm still able to take this out. This is still completely dry, and I can snap in another insert. And but usually if he poops a lot, at least it'll get on the edge here, and I'll have to wash it, of course, and switch out the cover or the shell. But this is a super amazing system, because very few diapers can be super saturated with no leaks, and this is one of them. And this is an excellent diaper. So I really like these. I don't recommend them for newborns because, well, for one, the insert is so big that if you had it on the smaller setting, it wouldn't really fit in the cover. I don't know if they have smaller inserts that snap in. I actually don't know. I don't think so. So for a small baby, that's one reason I think it wouldn't work. And also because babies poop so much that having a cover, you have to have so many covers, and it wouldn't be worth it for this system, because it's a little bit on the pricier side. So using it as an all-in-two where you get to reuse the shell multiple times is the best way to use this. So I recommend it only for older babies that either aren't pooping as often as they did when they were little newborns, and you know, the poop becomes more solid, therefore, it couldn't most likely stay within this area without getting the cover dirty. That makes it better. And so, definitely not for newborns. But I love this as a system when they're younger. It's nice and when they're older. It's nice and trim, and I just love this type of system. I mean, I always thought I would love it, but at the time I just couldn't afford to try the Grovia, which I kind of still can't. But like, since I got these for free and then I got this one as an exchange, I really love the system now. Now that my baby's around, he's almost 6 months old, so it's great. Now, other diapers can be kind of like an all-in-two. Like, this is an all-in-one, but it has like 5 layers sewn inside, which that would make it an all-in-one because you can use it alone until the baby needs more absorbency, and then you can add the booster that comes with. So it's kind of like all-in-two in that it has a snap and insert, but the shell part is not a shell, it's a diaper. It's not a reusable, this part is not reusable. So it's an all-in-one with the snap and insert. And they actually came out with one that has like 1 layer, I think, of this fabric on the inside with like a longer snap and insert, and they're calling it an all-in-two, which I guess it kind of is an all-in-two because you can't use just this part by itself because it only has 1 layer, and then the main part of absorbency is an insert like this but longer. So that's another type of all-in-two that isn't, a shell, reusable shell and snap and insert. It's just a diaper with the snap and insert, which, yes, it is an all-in-two, but it's not the same type of system. You can't use it the same way. So, having said that, I also want to touch a little bit on pad folding because it's a type of all-in-two system. You can't snap it in if you're using a prefold or a flat diaper, but you can pad fold it, which makes it like an all-in-two system because it's in 2 pieces, and you can switch out the insert and use the cover again. Usually you might want to let the cover dry since it's just a cover, not like a fleecy shell like the Grovia. You can pad fold this into this cover, which I like doing, and it has flaps so it makes it so it stays in place. So you can do it like that, but I actually prefer folding it the opposite way. So this is the thick part in the middle, and some people fold it like that. It's a little bit long, but I like folding it the opposite way. There's actually a little bit of a thicker part here that extends out from the stitch on this side. On this side it doesn't, but so when I fold it this way, I actually use the part that has the bigger part towards the front since I have a boy, and in general, even if it was a girl, maybe I would do the same. It makes it a little bit shorter, and it fits also into this type of cover. And yeah, just put it on the baby like that. And like I said, if your baby doesn't poop like too often, then you can totally reuse the covers and have an all-in-two system that way too. And it's cheaper because it's a prefold, which is way more cost effective than snap and inserts with the Grovia or the Best Bond system. Or you can even use a flat and just pad fold it however you want, however you need it to fit into the cover for your baby's size. I also like to use, if your baby's sensitive to wetness, I use liners like these Athletic Wicking Journey liners for the Grovia. Since it's cotton, it's super wet when it's wet. I feel like cotton is the most wet feeling material when wet, but it's still pretty absorbent. And I would also use it on this prefold as an all-in-two system like that, as a stay dry layer. The stay dry on a fleece, on a Athletic Wicking jersey isn't my favorite. I mean, it helps a little bit, but it's not amazing. I feel like fleece is much better. I have these fleece ones, but these ones are kind of low quality, and I want some higher quality fleece liners. But for now, I'm using the cheap Walmart blanket cut up into liners, and they work really well actually. I just don't like the feel of them and how old they look now. It's really peely, but they totally still work. But I would prefer to have nicer ones, nicer, higher quality fabric. But I'll use those too. And but it can get kind of hot probably in the summer, so that's why I ordered the Athletic Wicking Jersey liners to use instead. Which I don't really know if they're much cooler. I mean, they're both polyester, but it is a thinner fabric, so maybe it is cooler. Can't tell for sure. Anyway, that's it for today. I look forward to recording the next video, and I'll decide later, I guess, what system I'm going to be talking about next. Have a great day. Bye.